What the heck happened with theme park news last week? Stay tuned, we're going to talk about it. But first, as we do every week, let me welcome some new Flixsters to the channel. As Nikki Rockstars, we have Chris and Brandon Falk. Then as new producers, Nicole Williams and EJ Lloyd. New supporters in Fat Cat Boo, Kelly Winslick, Dylan Mann, and Manning Trusley. Thank you guys so much for joining the team. And also, I have a couple special shout outs. One is to the Sexton family, and then to Ben and Lauren. Happy honeymoon, Ben and Lauren. And now, on to the news. For the first time in its history, over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, Rise of the Resistance will move to a traditional standby queue. Starting on September 23rd, guests will not have to get a boarding pass to enjoy the popular ride. No word on when the virtual line boarding pass system will return, but here's my opinion on that virtual line returning and the use of the standby queue. Right now, the park's pretty low crowd levels. Therefore, it's a good time for them to try that standby queue at Rise of the Resistance. I do believe once the crowds get big again, say around at least by Thanksgiving, maybe before then, but definitely by Thanksgiving, I feel like they will return to the virtual line system for Rise of the Resistance. Now, this is no big deal. Universal does this all the time with Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. Low crowds, it goes to standby. Large crowds, back to a virtual line. I think Rise is going to operate the same way, at least through the rest of this year. And speaking of Universal, the resort has revealed the musical lineup for the Rock the Universe concert series. This is a weekend-long Christian music festival, and they've given some clues as to who's going to be there. Rock the Universe was canceled this year because of the pandemic, but will return on January 28th through the 30th, 2022. Some of the performers include King and Country, Matthew West, Rhett Walker, Riley Clemens, Zach Williams, Big Daddy Weave, and Social Club Misfits. Rock the Universe is a separately ticketed event, and tickets are now on sale. For more information, visit rocktheuniverse.com. Believe it or not, the holidays are right around the corner, especially for the theme parks, and as such, Disney has started dropping some news. The Candlelight Processional is returning to Epcot this year with a few changes. The holiday show will run from November 26th through December 30th as part of Epcot's Festival of the Holidays. For this year's processional, the choir will only include cast members instead of choirs from schools and the community. Celebrity narrators are returning this year. However, Disney has not revealed any of that lineup yet. Sticking with Disney and Epcot, the new restaurant, Space 220, has revealed its menus. The new restaurant will offer a prix-fixe menu for lunch and dinner. The pricing will be $55 per person for adults for lunch and $79 per person for adults for dinner. For children, the pricing is $29 per person for lunch and dinner. Here are some of the highlights of the lunch menu, which includes salmon, flat iron steak, seared tuna, and baked macaroni, to name a few. And highlights of the dinner menu includes filet mignon, slow rotation short rib, Florida red snapper, duck, and roasted free-range chicken. The Space 220 restaurant will be open for walk-ins from September 20th through September 26th. Then on September 20th, it will open for reservations that will be seated starting on September 27th and going forward. Now here's something I normally would have saved for an in-park update video at Universal Studios, but the news is that pizza fries will now be available daily all day long, not just for the Halloween Horror Nights events. And if you're interested in trying the world famous Halloween Horror Night pizza fries, you can find them in the New York section of the park, specifically at Louis Pizza. And for the last bit of news for the week, we travel back to Disney, specifically Animal Kingdom. It has been announced by Walt Disney World that they will not be bringing back Finding Nemo the musical to Disney's Animal Kingdom. Instead, Animal Kingdom will have a reimagined stage show featuring Finding Nemo characters. The new stage show will start sometime in the year 2022. And now on to You Be Trippin'. This is the short little segment of the weekly roundup where I talk about my other theme park channel, Rix Road Trips. On deck for this week, I'll be going to New Smyrna Beach, and also we'll be stopping off at a very, very cool restaurant. Not to be missed. I'll leave a link to Rix Road Trips in the description box. Go check it out. Subscribe. You don't want to miss it. And now on to questions and answers. Again, as you can see, Nikki's taking the day off. So I've got to read the questions and try to answer them. First question is from Douglas. In the UK, most bars and restaurants prefer payment by card rather than cash. What is the position in the bars on International Drive? Do they still accept cash payments or do they insist on card payments? Cash is king. They do not insist on card payments. They will take card or cash. They're happy to take either one. Question number 2 from King Jose Vlogs. Hey, Rick and Nikki. My family and I are heading to Halloween Horror Nights on September 29th and the 30th. I would like to know if we need express passes for those days. Those are Wednesdays and Thursdays, those 2 days. I don't think so. My experience hanging out for Halloween Horror Nights so far is the wait times, the queues for the houses haven't been super long. And I've talked to other people as I'm going around the park during the day. I run into people, ask if they've been to Halloween Horror Nights, how they're liking it. They too agree that the wait times for the houses haven't been too bad. I don't think express passes will be needed for a Wednesday or a Thursday. Now I would recommend you get there early, do a stay and scream and stay as late as you want. You might have to stay a long time to get all 10 houses in and enjoy the food and the ambiance of the scare zones. But express passes, in my opinion, not needed. Question 3 is from Jose. I'm just really confused about the park hours. Can you please update me on those? You're right. The park hours a bit confusing, especially when we consider Halloween Horror Nights, because Universal Studios closes early for Halloween Horror Nights, so you got to be aware of what days HHN is happening. Now, Islands of Adventure is open later than Studios on those days, but still confusing. Maybe too confusing for me to tell you the park hours, but what I would recommend, go to the App Store on your phone, download the Universal Orlando app. Right on the front page, they have a little button for you to click for park hours, and they update that as soon as they know of a change. So that's your best bet to keep track of park hours, Jose. And now a question from Michael. We recently became pass holders. Included with our tier of pass are the free HHN passes. So he must have Premier. That must be the Premier Pass, Michael. Do you know about redeeming the HHN passes? Do we need to reserve a ticket ahead of time? Can we join the Stay and Scream crowd? Well, it's not like they don't really give you a ticket. What it is you just use your pass. The pass they gave you, your Premier Pass. You walk up just as if you were going to scan into the park. You can get in. Now, if you're already in the park, do the same thing for Scream and Stay. Walk up to the little areas where they're having the Scream and Stay. They will scan your Premier Pass and you get in. No big deal. Now, the only thing I would caution is just double check that your free ticket is good for the night that you're going. I don't have that information in front of me, but I don't think it's good for every night. There might be some exemptions in there that, some blockout dates where you cannot use your Premier Pass for that free HHN ticket. So just double check that, but otherwise, your Premier Pass acts as your free HHN ticket. For Stay and Scream as well. I did that a couple Saturdays ago. Question number 5 from Becca. Do you have to wear a mask indoors at Disney? As of right now, my current understanding is yes. For Disney World, the Disney theme parks, you need to wear a mask anytime you go in an indoor queue or into a restaurant or into a store. And I think it's the same case at their hotels, the general common areas, the hallways, and the lobby and stuff like that. I do believe you still have to wear a mask indoors at the Disney hotels and the parks, inside attraction queues, restaurants, and stores. For now, that's what I think the policy is. But it is subject to change. Just, you know what? Just carry a mask with you at all times anyway. You know, I keep one in my shorts, my cargo shorts, all the time, just in case. And the last question of the week from Lacey, and it's actually to Nikki, but I think I can answer it. It says, hey, Nikki, we are going to Universal next week. I remember a food review video you guys did a while back, but I cannot find it. You got the tuna melt, and you said it was awesome, and you highly recommended it. I want to get it when I'm there. What restaurant was it? So yes, I do know the answer to this. Nikki loves that tuna melt at Twosome's. So that's where you want to get it. And as far as I remember her comments, I think that's her favorite tuna melt of all time. Also, just to throw this out there, at Finnegan's, her favorite all-time Reuben sandwich is at Finnegan's. So her favorite tuna melt is Twosome's, and her favorite Reuben sandwich is at Finnegan's. So there you go. If you want to try some of Nikki's favorite sandwiches. And I think that's going to do it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the likes and everything. Thanks for all the comments. If you want to submit a question for the weekly roundup, just go to myrixflix.com. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the homepage. There's a little section for you there to submit a question. So, as always, don't miss the magic. Don't miss the fun. Thanks for watching Rix Flix. And now, it's time to relax.